everyone. Welcome to our next episode of She Is Society, where we get you up to date on the latest and greatest things going on in our community. Today, my husband will be joining me. He's not a woman. However,
How do you know?
I've let y'all know.
How do you know?
Babe,
I'm joking.
I've let y'all know that my
Got in trouble,
husband is my tutor and my test because he challenges me to grow, to love better. He is just a great mentor to me. But he's also my test because you see how he starts. He's just all high energy, and I got to tell him, babe.
Keep her on her toes. That's what I was saying too.
Yeah. So we're on She Is level today, like right here.
Okay.
Saulo level up here, okay? So thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be announcing a few different things today. We have a good amount of things on the list to get through today. For those of you that are new to She Is Society, or you just landed on this live stream, welcome. We invite you to learn more about She Is Society, and I'm going to keep it just short and simple. But our mission is that we help women to grow in their faith. It's as simple as that, while we simultaneously are growing with you. So we really have just created this community to create a space for us to challenge one another, to encourage one another, to teach one another, to build up our faith together. And you're going to hear a few little noises in the background, and that's our little 3-year-old that's sitting right here on the table. You just can't see him because he's little, but he's playing with the car that's making a lot of noises. But yeah, so we're just, we've seen God do amazing and incredible things through She Is Society. We've seen our community grow in this year, and I know it has a lot to do with all the things that we're doing that we've added to what She Is. So for those of you that know, we started with retreats. We added a conference element because women wanted to get plugged in and have more opportunities to grow. And then this year we added monthly socials. And then we've already kicked off our conference registration. So that's open and going. And then we have an announcement of our April initiative. Okay. And we'll get into that in just a little bit. But really, Saulo, what I'm seeing, and you can speak into this, is that women are in need of a community and relationship with women and with others that are going to help build their faith, because it seems like there's just a lot of I don't know if weakened faith or perhaps lack of faith or uninspired faith. I don't know what to call it, but it just seems like with so much information and media that's constantly gloom and doom, that it's hard to stay encouraged and to be encouraged and to know that we don't have to live in gloom and doom like everybody else does, because we have a hope. Yeah. Right. And so
I think mostly is that when you, instead of saying lack of faith, I think there's a hunger to get better. We can start there. Good. I think there's a hunger to get better. I think there's a lot of women out there, men, everybody. There's this hunger to be better. And that was placed by God. I tell people all the time, if I tell you, you want $1 million or you want $1, you'll say $1 million, right? Do you want to live or you want to die? I want to live. Because there's this natural sense that God put in us of wanting more out of life. And we all know we want more. And women want more. The thing is how? How do I get more? How do I become better? How can I get better? And we found out time and time again that by ourselves, sometimes it's harder. When you want, sometimes by the same token that you go out eat with somebody and you have that conversation that just encourages you not to be lonely, or just having that conversation of thinking things out loud, it just helps you. But now take that to another level. Take hanging out with people that can add to your life, that can stretch you, and at the same time you stretch them. So I think there's a hunger to get better.
I love that. I was just talking to Chris outside, and he was telling me how Marissa, his wife, is getting plugged into like business networking, and I thought, that she's growing and she's meeting other people, and I think it's great for us to get plugged into these groups and in the areas of life that we want to improve and get better in, because if we're just growing on our own,
if you think you're it and you think you're there, you're gonna hit the wall. And something I always say about TDJC, I love this phrase: you need to put yourself in life where you're stretching somebody and somebody's stretching you. Yeah. That you're learning from somebody and you're teaching somebody. Yeah. That you're making somebody uncomfortable and somebody's making you uncomfortable to get better.
Yes.
And I'm always thinking, okay, have I learned something this week? Have I let myself, because a lot of times we feel we're it. Like I have the best knowledge. I'm the smartest in the room and I got something to say. Well, have you let somebody pour into you? So that's a challenge right there.
Yeah. And I was just reading right before we started. I was driven to this verse from Proverbs 18:1. It says, whoever isolates himself seeks his own desire. Mm-hmm. He breaks out against all sound judgment. And I think this is where the enemy wants us, right? He wants us in isolation, away from community, because he knows what and who we can become when we are around people that are going to encourage, empower, embolden.
And you know what? It's interesting. It is hard because nowadays I think we all have PTSD from bad experiences or bad moments or bad people. But it's hard to find people that really care for your well-being. Look at what Dylan says. I like what he says. He says, there's nothing wrong with wanting more. But he says, for other people.
I love that.
That is impressive. Because I honestly, no joke, Dylan, every time he goes and gives a conference or conversation, I love that he stays behind and talk to anybody. And he's not making business out of that person, right? Let's say. But he's having a conversation because he wants to help people out. He wants to solve a problem.
That's good.
And that is amazing. And I'll say this. I understand there's bad people out there, bad experiences, PTSD. I'm like, I don't trust anybody. I don't trust men. I don't trust women. I don't trust the government. And we get to that point.
Yeah.
But thank God that there's still beautiful people out there that you can find that really want the best for you. You know what I mean?
Well, and I think that the challenge is, and we have to know that when we know who we are in Christ, we don't have those thoughts because we're ready and we're excited to bring what we carry.
Yeah.
And we carry hope.
Yeah.
We carry light.
Yeah.
And we're able to bring that into room. So we're not worried about what other people think, who am I going to like, who doesn't like me. We're not thinking about those things. We're thinking about what am I going to add to this room and to this space.
And let me just interrupt you because of this. When you say, we have this, we carry light, we carry hope. I don't want you to misinterpret that. But for example, when you go to the doctor has more knowledge than you. So you let yourself say, you put your hands at the mercy of the doctor, somebody who's got more information, more insight than you. Mm-hmm. So you say, doctor, I'm feeling weird. I'm feeling off. Can you help me? And you disarm yourself to be put together again.
Yes.
And sometimes people that get closer to God, like my pastor, our friends, our spiritual leaders, and different people that are specialized in different things, there's a point that you got to tell yourself, I'm disarming myself to somebody that's got insight, that's got more information than I do, and say, you know what, doctor, cut away.
I like that.
Take away what you need to. So that's why sometimes when people talk about we are the light of the world, not because we're better than somebody else, but because we've experienced something that we want to share, like Dylan or somebody else. Like I love, there was two twin guys that were here. They can't remember their last names. But when you hear people with knowledge, there's this thing about, I want to learn more. It automatically provokes that desire in you. Like, this guy knows his stuff. And I'm like, it's attractive to a certain degree, to your intellect.
Well, and that's what inspires us, and it builds our own faith, right? Because we're talking about spirituality.
Yeah.
And going back to what you were saying about Dylan and even, being a part of why we do this, right, is to take interest in others. And that's another thing I was just sharing with Chris is I was listening to a podcast by Craig Rochelle, and he was doing an interview with somebody, I don't even know who it is, but very valuable insight, great information. And he said the most interesting people are the ones who are interested in others.
Oh, wow. Say it again.
The most interesting people are those that are most interested in others. Okay. So if you go to an event and there's a room full of people, you are going to be most remembered because you took interest in others, and those people are going to remember you because you took time to really ask the questions, not like, hey, how's your week been, but more hey, what are the things that are challenging you this week, or and that way you get to build a dialogue that builds trust and allows you to kind of get deeper into things to see if there's an opportunity for you to give or just listen.
What's interesting, Edith? I think I always quote George. He always says, self-analysis is the breakfast of champions. Mm-hmm. And you really, like you're saying, analyze yourself when you go somewhere. Are you be honest with yourself, saying, you know what, I'm going to this place and I want people to tell me, you look nice. You're wearing a good suit, a good dress, or what are you doing? Or are you really a person that is interested in somebody else? And if not, check yourself, because you got to be honest with yourself, because sometimes I love when people say, you know what, when people confess their weaknesses, because is this an opportunity to be strengthened in something? So what you're saying, that's true. Analyze yourself. Do you walk into a room and say, you know what, I want to know what that person is doing. I want to know where they're at. Or how can I be a blessing to that person? Or how can I help that person? Analyze yourself.
Yeah, and if that gets you uncomfortable, just thinking about it, like, I don't know if I could be that.
Or if I really care.
That's a great challenge for you to push yourself to be in these rooms and to really in everything that we do, we have to be intentional about what we're thinking about and why are we stepping into rooms and what are we wanting to bring into a room. And a lot of times we have to work through insecurities that we have before we can really get to that place of saying, what can I add? Because it's like, first, I'm here to grow. Like, I'm not trying to add anything right now. I just want to grow right now. And that's both are great. What's not great is isolation, and it's pulling away from community because you just are refusing to be uncomfortable or to be in a place that perhaps is gonna, I don't know, just I think it ultimately all comes down to
I'm glad you're saying that. Confronting your own insecurities, being honest about, you know, guys, this is the thing about I love about God, right? He says this, come, ven y estaremos a cuentas. What's the translation? Ven y estaremos a cuentas.
Come and we'll take account.
Come and let us reason together.
Oh, okay.
And God says, you know what? Come to me with those weaknesses and be honest. And that's the beautiful thing about God, that you can be honest and, you know what, God, I'm insecure. I go into rooms and I feel less than. I feel like I'm not as rich as them. I'm not as smart as them. I'm not as, in the way I speak, I don't speak like them. And it's so beautiful that you can come with your weaknesses and say, God, I have weaknesses, and be honest, because most of the time we hide our insecurities with something.
Yes.
We're always hiding insecurities with something. And again, naturally, I wish I could tell you that there's a fix for all of them, but sometimes they're not, because some insecurities have been, we're creatures of our history. We're a product of bad experiences, bad moments. And like me, 48, imagine I have 48 years of insecurity. How do I fix that?
Yeah.
Sometimes there's no natural solution, but God, who sees everything from the inside out, can fix that. Look, this. Yeah. We got people logging on. Babe.
Yeah, thanks for taking your lunchtime to be with us. Hey, Bianca.
Bianca, we love you. Bianca, we still have to go eat dinner.
That's my cousin.
Margaret Soto, thank you for logging on. Diana Valespin. Miriam Fuentes Griffin. In all my years of radio, because I did radio years ago, I always wanted to do radio with her. La hermana de Jerry. La hermana de Jerry.
Oh, la hermana de Jerry. Okay, I remember.
No la prima.
Okay.
Long story.
Hi, Naraida. Hi, Isabel. Hi, Veronica.
Letty.
Hey, Tiffany.
Who else?
Let's see.
Nereida says, last year conference is when I heard God tell marriage. It was the beginning start of me hearing him. It had been my desire to seek him and hearing him. I prayed for his will and not mine. So I was ready to be obedient to his desire for me and my family.
Thank you for sharing
Saludos
that.
desde Florida, Miriam. We're going to go to, my sister's just moved to Florida. We're going to go visit my sister and we'll visit Miriam. We'll let you know.
So, I want to share a verse that that we have here in the book of Joshua. And when we think about success, I want us to think of it in this way. It says, this book of instruction must not depart from your mouth. You are to recite it day and night so that you may carefully observe everything written in it. Because when you do this, there's a for then. For then, when you do this, you will prosper and succeed in whatever you do. When we talk about seeking the kingdom first, right? Seek the kingdom first, and then everything else will be added.
And it's the added, not the thing.
And the challenge is that we don't put this first. We don't make time for this. And the enemy knows how uncomfortable, how awkward, how maybe inconvenient at times it may feel to put God's word first. But it's telling you here that this is true success. And I can attest to that because I've chastened after success in all the forms that the world has to offer. And none of it delivered, none of it fulfilled, none of it satisfied. And really, when you get into the word, and I know it seems almost like it's not tangible, Edith. That's something I have to work towards. I have to make time for it. I don't understand reading the word, but continue to fight. I always tell the community this. Continue to fight for your time in the word, because that is where success is found. When you really treasure what is in here, you will prosper and you will succeed. So I want us to really live by that, and as a community together encourage one another that when we gather, this is our ultimate purpose, is to continue to grow in our faith. And we do that how? We do that by being in the word, reminding us to get in the word, encourage one another, doing Bible studies, sharing scripture, sharing verses, having these events. It's all ultimately to seek God and to deepen our relationship with him. So
I would love Benny Tate, a guy that I met years ago. He's an advisor to, I think, George W. Bush. We were in his office one day and he was talking to a lot of business leaders, entrepreneurs, and he says this: challenge me. I want anybody to challenge me in the world that we live in of seeking intellectual satisfaction, correct? because everybody's looking for the next intellectual satisfaction. Like, oh, that was good. Oh, I love that meme. Oh, I love what he said. And we're always looking, and he would always say this, challenge me. And I'll prove to you that the most intellectual satisfied you will ever be is through the word of God, right? And then they started with this conversation about, okay, and he analyzed an amazing moment of all these business leaders, and he was telling them, seek this, because this is true wisdom that really satisfies. Because everything else is, oh, I want $1 more, or I want one more experience, you know. But anyway, yes.
I love that. I want to segue really quickly because I forgot to do this when we first started. I just want to thank our sponsors really quickly.
Oh, are they this ones?
Yes. There's a lot of ways to get plugged into what we do. There are women who take part in our events. There are women who support us by purchasing merch, helping us meet little fundraisers that we put out. And these women specifically have partnered with us and have sewn into our mission in a really great way. And so we just want to say thank you. Thank you to Marcella, to Lily,
if you want to get
Blanca,
skinny, go to Marcella.
Isabel, to Tiffany.
If you want to get protected, go to Liliana for insurance. If you want your company to be more organized,
HR, human resources,
Blanca. If you want to buy real estate, go to Isabel. And Tiffany
does meal prep.
You gotta eat
delicious
better.
Meals for healthy
But if
living.
you want somebody to take care of your taxes because you're lazy and you're stubborn and you're slow intellectually, like I am, use Greenhouse Tax Services. I got to tell you guys.
A few of our girls have already gone to her, and they have sang praises to her because she's incredible. I'll
tell you about this about Greenhouse Tax Services. This is disgusting, but it's true. When you find somebody like her that just carries your stupidity.
She's so gracious.
She's so gracious.
She's just gracious.
So if you want somebody to do your
patient.
taxes and you're like, oh, I forgot this in 2011 or whatever, she's a beast.
She's a beast.
And I'm
She's incredible.
Right.
So yes, thank you, because everything that we do, really, we're just trusting God to put the right people on our path, from the community to the women attending.
Dylan says, I need meal prep. Oh, sorry, babe. Sorry.
To the women connecting, to the women that are giving, to, when we make the invitation to give. And so we just want to thank you, because we can't do what we do at the capacity that we're doing it without the support and help of everyone who's giving. So
also, we just want to thank everybody. Please, if you see these people, thank them, because She Is Society is a nonprofit organization that has a desire just to help other women. Right?
Yes.
That's it. Not to become rich, not to be well known, just to help other people.
We just want to be able to put these events together. And all the day-to-day operations of functioning and operating a nonprofit.
A way they can say thank you to this effort is to support these ladies. Dom, thank you.
So if you want to sponsor, if you want to donate, there's a way for you to do that online. We'll share that later at the very end.
You got notes, babe.
I do have notes. I actually prepared this time. I was like, wow.
It's my life.
So let's talk about the socials. We had a social in Monday. Wow. In January, February, March, right? And they were really, it's the first time that we added the socials to what we do.
A different format.
It was just a great time.
Give me two, Dom.
For all of those who attended and who took part in that. This is our panel here for the last social that we had. Incredible women who just are full of wisdom, who poured out into our community and shared on the Holy Spirit.
Very interesting. Could be controversial. Could be hard to understand, but a very simple idea.
It's our helper. It's our comforter.
It's el paraclete, el que viene al lado, comes alongside of us.
But that was good. And then, what are we doing? One is what?
Oh, babes, me and Dom.
Oh, okay.
You and your notes. Dom is my notes.
Okay. So, I just don't know where we're going. That's why.
You got your notes, babe.
Oh,
I'm following you, babe.
Okay. Got it. So, let's talk about what we have next. We're gonna keep this live stream short because we love doing these live streams. We love connecting online. We love that social media allows us to connect with a larger audience, that we're able to reach more women. But we love the in-person connecting opportunities that God has put on our heart for us to present to our community, because we think that it's when you come into there's so many ways to learn, and we're just trying to utilize all the tools that God has allowed us to make use of to be able to teach and connect and to grow. But
tell me about these, Dom, too. Tell me about these girls, babe. Look at that.
Oh, our team.
Look at that.
Well, I love these amazing women. Thank you. I wasn't expecting this photo to come up. This is our team of women. We have Moni, Isabel, Camille, Marcella, Shelby, Wendy, Lizette, Veronica, and Candace. And you know what I love in just seeing this picture is how organic in that God has been in bringing us together.
Yeah.
You know, I've never really put out like an application process
that's true, right?
for women to be a part of the team.
Yeah.
It has just been God's way of bringing the right women into the team to help facilitate the vision that God has given me. And they each have strengths in areas where I am weak. And they just bring so much to everything that we do. When you think about the verse that talks about the body and having many parts, right? And how the arm cannot function without the rest of the body, right? It needs the head, it needs the legs, it needs all the other things that are going to really help the body to function at its greatest capacity. And that's what these women are for She Is Society and for me. They help the vision function at its not only fullest capacity, but greatest capacity. Yeah. They each add something so different, so unique, so special. And you know, here's the thing with what we do. And I was sharing this with one of our speakers that we have yet to announce, but one of our speakers, I was telling her, one of them, I was telling her, you know what really makes our leaders to what we do amazing is that we're all at different levels. Oftentimes when you see women at this capacity or in leadership, like Christian leadership or a ministry, you think that, at least this is what I thought, that they have to have like a perfect life in order for them to be leading or ushering or facilitating ministry, right? And God made it very clear to me that like your ministry is different. Your ministry is comprised of women. One of the things that Lisa TerKeurst says is like, how do you decide who's going to be a part of your leadership? And she said, brokenness. And not that our women are broken, but we're navigating certain things in our life that haven't been perfected, that God is still perfecting us through the process of coming together and being a community. And so, you know, we're just all at different levels and we're growing. But what I see is that those that have maybe have just started their faith journey is that they're rooted in good soil. So their growth is rapid versus where I first grew. And this is why I created the community, is that it took me 7 years to learn something that some of these women are learning in 3 months, you know, or 4 months, or even in one session, because you're constantly in this soil and it's constantly being cultivated. And I just love seeing the growth in them. I love seeing how they're challenged to give more and to do more. And yet I love how they inquire with Holy Spirit to see what can I give at what capacity without being overburdened, without being overextended, and how can I do this in a way that is still serving the community.
And you know what's beautiful about your girls, babe, is that yes, they're broken, let's say, like we all are, right? In some areas.
In some areas,
but most of it is that they recognize that they can't do it on their own, that they need God, and that they love hanging out with other similar-minded people. And they have the desire and they're wanting. That's why, ¿cómo se llama? Tiffany Elizabeth says, I love this. Veronica says, I love us.
Oh, yes. Tiffany's on the team, too. She's missing from this photo. So hopefully she's in our next content.
I'm going to Photoshop you in there, Tiffany.
And you know what?
In the mirror.
You know, I think sometimes I kind of just feel like saying this because I feel like, you know, a lot of our content and things that we put out there is, you know, it's pictures of us, pictures of our community. One, because I love our community and I love seeing them grow and I love what they contribute to the vision, and I love doing life with them, and you know, we love being able to use our our creativity to bring these ideas together, to work together cohesively to bring these visions to fruition, like the conferences, and logistically it's crazy. But we love that through this and through the processes and through creating, it's just so much fun.
It's like your creative outlet with purpose. Like me and Dom and Tony. We always talk about, we're going to record and we're going to do stuff. It's a technical thing. But sometimes you got to feed your creative element. And imagine feeding your creative itch, but having fun and being a blessing to people. That's what's pretty exciting about you girls.
Yeah, I love that. And
look, Isabel says, we are blessed to have a sisterhood of women who love to spend time together, realizing the importance of growing spiritually and sharing the good news. God changes lives.
Yes, he does. I love that. And I love our girls. I love that we get to be creative with everything that we do.
Hey guys, also we're on YouTube right now. In the comments, in the description, you'll find a link to the YouTube link for She's if you can't subscribe. Also here on Facebook, we've never done it, but now you can send stars to us, send stars to She Is, you know?
I don't know what that is.
I don't even know what it is, but
I'll take the stars.
Click on the button, set it up, and put, I'm sending stars to the stars on the camera. Whatever. Sorry. That's not bad. Help me, Jesus.
So let's announce our conference speakers. We have them all. What?
Are you gonna announce the speakers already?
Oh, what are we doing?
I don't have that graphic of the speakers.
Yes, we have Damaris and we have.
Okay. Sorry, I am so sorry. Sorry, I'm bad. My bad.
We've already announced these on our socials. We have Erica, and then we have Damaris, who's leading worship. And Erica is actually out of Lubbock, Texas. She pastors a church out there with her husband. She used to live here in San Antonio, and I heard her speak once. I sat under her voice at church in 2014, maybe. Anyway, when I first heard Erica, I was really young. I was maybe 29 years old. And I remember hearing her speak, and she was such an inspiration to me, and really has played a part in where I am today, because it was the first time that I heard a woman speak with the confidence, with the courage, with the boldness that she had. And I had lost touch with her after that. I didn't hear of her for a while, and then I came across her Facebook, and I reconnected with her. She doesn't know this, of course. I did share with her when I got on a call with her, and when we talked about her coming and speaking to our community, I did share with her how she impacted my life. And I'm just really excited to have her come and share. You know, this was many, many, many years ago, so I know that she's grown in profound wisdom, and she is bold, and I know that she's going to have a very powerful message to share with our community. So I'm excited about that.
We're on. Yeah, this one, Dom. I'm sorry. No, you're dumb. You're good, Dom.
So
that was my bad.
We also,
that's Erica right there.
This is Erica. Yes, this is Erica. So we want to just welcome her to the community. We're excited for her to get plugged in, and for women to learn more about her. And yes, our worship leader is again the lovely Damaris Queran. You ladies have met her already. She's been on our panel. She does a few of the done some live streams with me in the past. I always tell her she has a well of wisdom. She's a lot younger than I, but I feel like there's a difference between your physical age and spiritual age, and she is just has a lot of wisdom. And so we're always just grateful that she imparts her wisdom, shares her gifting, and that she's leading worship again. She does such a great job. So we're excited to have her again. And then the next thing is going to be that we are...
This one?
No, not yet.
No.
Oh, let's announce really quick. In May 13th, it's Mother's Day weekend. It's a Saturday. We are doing an in-person event at Kendra Scott.
Oh, that's true.
At the Quarry.
Let's go shopping, guys.
So,
let's go shopping.
We're always looking for ways to fundraise and to be able to do this in a fun way. And you get to do it with Kendra Scott and with Shia Society, partnering.
Not with Kendra Scott, at Kendra Scott.
At Kendra Scott. Well, it is with her... company, her jewelry, because we're getting 20% of all sales. So you can come get your mom's gift, get yourself a gift, especially if you're a mom.
Yeah.
Get a gift for a friend.
For Calista.
Guys, please go out, shop for your wives. Not only will we have an in-person event, and for those who perhaps may not be able to make it on the 13th, you'll be able to purchase online. Use the code that is provided here. And we'll be sharing more as we get closer to the event. But we just save the day, put it on your calendar, make a note of it, take a picture as it's on the screen, screenshot it.
So it's a one day, the first one day in person, May 13th.
Yes.
And May 13th and the 14th will be online. So if you can, girls, ladies, please on the 13th, join us. Wear a dress maybe because it's for ladies. But join us May the 13th at 10 a.m. at Kendra Scott Quarry at the Quarry. So it's going to be from 10 to 12, 2 hours.
Yes.
You're gonna have something. You're gonna do an event. There's gonna be food.
There's gonna be food. There's gonna be drinks. All courtesy of Kendra Scott, which I think is just amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
We're loving the support and we're just gonna have a time of just gathering, socializing. There's not gonna be a message or anything. It's time for us to hang out, catch up, take some fun pictures, buy some jewelry, do the things that us as women love to do.
Monica is watching us on the Stairmaster.
On the Stairmaster, I love it. She's getting
amazing.
Ready for her competition.
When is she competing?
This is probably her second session of the day.
When is she competing?
I think it's in 10 weeks. So, yes, and Moni is helping facilitate the Kendra Scott, and so she's been doing a great job with that.
Nadia, thank you for logging on.
Vanessa Gonzalez. We have a great team of women. So the other thing that we're going to get through is... Yes, so...
You go?
We have... Okay, so we did a poll about 3 weeks ago, and we asked, what do you ladies prefer? An in-person social for April, or do you want a 4-week Bible study?
Because you've been doing a social every single month.
Right. And for April, we were going to take a break.
Yeah.
But you know what? I just feel an obligation
and a lot of women said, you're not doing anything in April.
Yeah. That women want to continue to grow. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like, we have to figure out a way for us to continue to make an invitation to do something.
Yeah.
To grow. And so I love that the response that won, or the poll that had the greatest voting out of the 2 questions that we posed, was that women wanted a 4-week Bible study.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Healthy.
So you asked, and we are giving it. In April, we are going to be leading a 4-week Bible study where you have the option to meet in person, or you can do it online. If you're not able to meet us in person, you can watch online, you can participate online, but we would love for you, if you're in the city, if you're local, if you have the time, for you to meet with us in person. Come and meet other like-minded women, other women who are wanting to deepen their faith, grow with Christ, grow in community, make godly friendships. And so we are going to be providing a link for registration to that 4-week Bible study. It's going to be held once a week. We will put these details out for you to sign up here within the next day or so. And so I hope that you will prayerfully consider being a part of this 4-week study. Just continuing to position yourself to grow, and not only thinking about it, but actually doing something about it. And so
I always say this: simple disciplines yield great results.
Yeah.
Simple disciplines yield great. And I was telling this to somebody the other day, and just take it to your brain, take it to your heart, please. I was telling somebody that the excuse of I don't have time is the oldest and dumbest and baseless excuse that I've heard so many times. Because if you get sick, you stop. If your child gets sick, you stop. And we always hide behind this. I don't know if it makes us feel good that, man, I don't have time. I've been too busy. You know what I mean? I don't know I don't know if it's like a psychological self-manipulation kind of thing, not to do good things that are good for our soul, our mind, our spirit. So people say, I don't have time. I honestly make time. Yesterday we had a Bible study at the house on Thursday. Difficult, traffic, stuff going on. And people still showed up. So
well, and one of the things that I was sharing with you is that, community has been the place where I have been able to grow the most. I haven't always liked it or enjoyed it, to be completely honest.
Can we talk about that? A little bit? Just a little bit.
It is just a little bit because
a lot of us, we're different types of personalities.
Yes.
And sometimes people, that take those self-assessment things. Some people say, well, I'm a C. I'm an R on this diagram, which is kind of cool. And I understand that you're like, I am this on the omnigram, shikaniki, wikiniki, whatever you want to. I don't want to, but people get excited when they say I'm this and I'm that, and then they hide behind that not to do this. For example, I'm a person that doesn't speak, right? So
I'm an introvert.
I'm an introvert. For that, I'm not going to help that person because that failed because I can't get out of my enneagram or whatever. Right? So sometimes you got to tell yourself, you know what? I'm here either just to be average, mediocre, or are you going to be somebody that says, rise and say, you know what? I want to be a person that can help other people.
Yeah.
That can, so a lot of times you need to make those decisions and say, you know what? I gotta break some molds.
Yes.
I gotta break some mental, psychological molds of behavior.
Renew our mind.
Renew your
absolutely. And Candy touched on that.
And
she
that's
talked
what we're
about
saying.
That should be kind of just an outline or a way for you to learn what you need to improve, what you need to. If you're an introvert, then how can you grow and get more comfortable in connecting with people and talking to people?
Dylan says people use it as an excuse on why they suck. That is so. Hey, Dylan,
that's real talk right there.
That's real, bro. I hear people say, "Well, I'm this," and they feel so proud that they're stuck in this. Like it's like people that read the horoscope, right? Oh, the horoscope said today I'm gonna make $2. What idiot? What if you could make $5 somewhere else, but you're stuck in the stupid horoscope that tells you and isolates you to this?
Yes.
Oh, anyway, sorry.
Miriam, thank you. Saulo, qué maravillosa esposa te dio Dios. Enjoying listening to her.
She's blind and she can't hear. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll pray for her in a bit.
Thanks. He's good at humbling me. Keeping me from...
Letty says, has the day been set for the Bible study?
So we're going to we almost have everything finalized. We're just confirming a few things. So as soon as we're hoping to have that out within the next day or two, because I know we need to get that information out so that you ladies can plan. But I did want to, and the truth is that I just decided on this. God, I had been praying about it. Like, Lord, what do you want me to do? what are you leading me to? I didn't want to take on a task that,
another task,
really,
that,
but no, this is definitely something that I'm excited about, something that God has said, yes, absolutely. It's easy as long as I prioritize my time. And
yesterday, Dylan told me at night, at 9, he says, hey, bro, I had an answer. And I said this, bro, I'm sorry. I just finished a meeting and I'm going to send a file that I was going to send him. And it was like at 10 p.m. He goes, like, what the, right? Who has a meeting at 10 p.m.? It was our Bible study. It's like, what type of meeting are you doing?
Know.
Yeah, it's a
confessions for
human
Dylan
sacrifices
time.
at night, candles and fire and stuff like. But anyway, but it's kind of, hey, babe, I love this shirt. Dom too. I love this shirt, babe. This one.
Which one?
That one. I liked it a lot.
So that one is
available.
Are they still
available?
This one is available on. I don't know.
You don't know? Anyway, I just loved it. Anyway. Yeah. But also, She's Conference, guys, May 6th, coming up.
Yes, there's still time for you to register. It's May 6th, and we're going to have an incredible time. We already have all our speakers. We're just waiting on their headshots so that we can announce it. We're waiting on the headshots because we have some.
I'm excited, Erica. I'm excited about the worship. I'm excited about the other speakers.
So, God is just doing some incredible things, and what and who is going to be a part. And the team always does a great a great job at brainstorming and coming up with ideas on how to always make the experience just one that we just have the best time. So make sure that you sign up for registration. If you are on the fence or thinking about it, just get your ticket now. That way you don't have to contemplate it, or you don't have to say, well, if I have the time. No, just do it and block that time out, block that day out. Come and join our amazing community of women. You will not be disappointed. You're going to meet with God. You're going to grow in your faith. You're going to be inspired. You're going to be empowered. You're going to be emboldened in your faith. And it could just catapult you to that next thing that God is calling you to.
But I was telling you that girls should do like Tiffany does, right? Tiffany, in a very beautiful, aggressive way, invites everybody to these events. And the purpose is not to meet Edith or to find out about the brunch. No, it's about helping them in their life, So if you're a woman, if you're somebody out there that that in your mind there's particular ladies that are struggling through something, tell them, hey, there's this conference. You're going to meet amazing, crazy, messed up, broken, well put together ladies. But it's going to be fun as well.
Yeah. I love that Dylan is quickly learning not only Saulo's personality, but also my personality. And he says, no more tasks for Saulo.
That's why Dylan, that's why she told you the other day, congratulations on your event that you're having, right? Because you're doing all this stuff. So that's
so I understand it. But we're talking about you right now.
No.
We're talking about Saulo right now. And thanks for understanding me.
Yeah. Can I show a picture, babe? Look at this picture.
Let's see what we have here. That was our trip to Port A. We came back from that, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
That was a spontaneous trip we took last minute. Very spontaneous. Loved it.
I got home. Guys, I'm not joking. This is how spontaneous it was. I got home. I had several meetings lined up that day. And then the next day I had a recording, stuff like this. And my wife says, right at the door of the house, babe, what do you think if this and you move this and this? And I'm like, yeah, I think I could do that. And when I said yes, okay, everything's packed already. Sure, she had already packed. Manipulation.
Yeah, anyway. I love it. Well, you know what? One last announcement, and then we're gonna get off of here. We have one more thing. So, just to kind of share a little bit more on a personal note here, what God has been showing me, and through the planning and through just this past year, I feel like God has really refined and defined the core values of She Is Society and what we're meant to do and what we're meant to accomplish as a community together. And one of the biggest missing pieces, I feel, is what happens after the conference. What happens after the retreat? What happens after this amazing one-day social that we have monthly?
What is your follow-up kind of thing?
And so I felt like we were really missing the mark there. And I am only one person, and I try to stay connected to as many women within the community as I possibly can. And I know the team does as well. And ultimately, we want to continue not only to help women, but we want to equip the women of our community to be able to go out and encourage other women, right? Whether it's women in their family, women in the co-working space, women that their friendships, right? And so in order to do that, we know that we need to have more teaching opportunities. We need to be able to connect more often. And so I hadn't really been doing that because social media for me has just been a big no-no. God has just been very clear, like social media for you right now, it's just not for you right now.
It's more distracting than helping you.
It is really a lot for me personally.
If people were honest, it's sometimes
it's
more
a
of
time hogger.
Yeah.
It is a time hogger, not only while you're scrolling, but even outside of scrolling, you're thinking about what you read, you're contemplating something you read or something you saw. And so I've just learned that for me right now in this season, it's a no, right? And it's really also, we've used it in the past to be able to connect with our community, but it feels for me unorganized. And so we are going to be launching something at the conference in May. And we have like a little image here.
Can I? This one?
Yeah.
Oh, give me it too, Dom.
And so this is this is going to be the method in which we are able to connect with women in a private community app. I know oftentimes
because the purpose is not likes or views. That's not the purpose.
It's not.
The purpose is true connection.
Yes. And that was the thing for me with social media, is that when I would jump onto social media, it was for the community, but it was also distracting. It was playing a lot of different things in my life. And so for me, I thought I just want to really isolate this, because if God's called me to it, how can I do it in a way that is not harming my journey and my walk and distracting and challenging me in ways that I don't need to be challenged in the moment. And also it really, a lot of women are afraid to comment or to
that's true.
To share,
I didn't thought of that.
To be more open and transparent, more vulnerable, because everybody's reading comments on social media.
I hadn't thought of that.
And so the app allows us to really have these conversations, go a little bit deeper in things that as women we struggle with on a daily basis.
You know what, you're so right.
And I'm almost done with this thought.
Got it, sorry.
And what things that we struggle, and be able to get into those topics and have conversations, and maybe we're not able to do it in person, but this allows us to not miss an opportunity.
That is so true.
We're going to have, just courses, programs, Bible studies, just different ways for us to grow. So I'm super excited about this app.
That's what I'm telling you. That is very interesting. I hadn't thought of that because it's, when somebody puts something online and it's like a weakness, right?
Yeah.
And people just start talking about, stupid stuff, right? And some people want help more than, like, for example, I see Dylan, right? He uses an Android. And that's one of the biggest weaknesses anybody can go through. And I understand the psychological problems there.
Wow.
And people know that. So whenever people see he's got an Android, there's a lot of people that just want to jump on him to tell him, bro, get out of that. But maybe he needs help, right?
Wow.
So in public, he can't get help because he's in weakness and he's messed up, right? But in regards to emotions and areas of the heart, I think women want a safe place to deposit, and they wouldn't do it online. And that's true. I hadn't thought of that. It's not a smart thing to do it online, because if 3 girls can help, let's say online, there's 100 that are just nosy and leeches, just observing. So if you can make that app where, here, let's talk about it here.
Yeah, and that's going to be our messaging behind the app, is that we're inviting women to be a part of a safe place where you are able to not only share your challenges, but you're going to receive guidance and encouragement that's going to help you walk through that. We're going to really make it to where if there is a need, how can we come together to fulfill that need as a community? There's so many great benefits to why we're designing this community and what we want it to serve and what we want for it to accomplish in the lives of the women that are going to be a part of this community. And so this is going to be a space for us to grow, for us to even contribute, and for us to to grow in our friendships. And so we're going to be launching that and sharing a lot more details about this app. It's in the development phase where I love doing this stuff. Marcella's the one who's putting this together. She's our techie girl, and she's great at all this stuff.
So organized mentally.
But it's just tools that God has put before us that, how can we make what we do better and special, inviting, welcoming.
Babe, you have a lot of girls that God has put around you that just to fine tune what you guys are doing, right? You got a Marcela, you got a Moni, and you got a Camille, like all those little guys. It's so impressive because I am proud of what she does, how she does it. But the beautiful thing is that you got so many little. Let's go back to these ones, to this crazy bunch. Number 2, Dom. We've got this crazy bunch that each one is adding value to the whole group, and it's so. Oh, look, sorry, Shelby, her eyes are closed. I picked the wrong picture, Shelby. I'm sorry. Oh, she's praying. It's okay.
She's praying.
She's praying. It's okay. So anyway, that's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
Put the music down.
yeah, that's pretty much all we have for today. We invite you to join us at conference. We invite you to take part in the Bible study. We'll be sharing the information and the details on that here on our Facebook page shortly, or on our Instagram page. We also have a landing page link where you can access our website. You can sign up to the conference. You can access our merch link. You can access everything at the click of a button. We're trying to make it as easy for women to be able to not to get lost in the many things that we're doing, but still be up to date on all the things that we're doing. And so just as always, thank you for being a part of what we do. We love pouring. We love receiving. We love everything that God has been able to do and has allowed us to accomplish through She Is Society. And so we just have so many memories of all the women that we have heard share their testimonies. And so we just thank you for that. And we thank you for being on here and using your lunchtime to join us.
May God help you live on purpose. No, live with purpose on purpose.
Yes, absolutely. So we will see y'all in about 2 weeks on another live stream. But before that, we'll see you at the Bible study. So bye.
Share the video. Share the video.
That's always my cheesy bye. Like, bye.